Hello everybody and welcome to another Beyond All Reason video. Today we have a submitted replay for us and we are on Acidus Crack. Moving down to our first contestant, we have Victor XII, or otherwise known as 12 in Roman numerals. Victor playing Cortex today and is in red. Now their opponent is AnnaDrama. We'll just call them Anna because it's just going to be easier to say. Playing Cortex in blue today. Now both players choosing the same start position, so no differences there in how each player is going to play. Now there is a substantial OS difference between the two players. Down here we can see Victor with an OS of 39 and Anna with an OS of 52. Now there is a difference in chevron. Generally, what this is saying is that Victor has played more games than Anna. So, we'll see if the experience outweighs ability in this 1v1. Now, if you haven't seen this map before, let me give you a brief rundown on what's going on. This crack along the middle is completely impassable to all units. You have in the bottom right hand corner here a high ground that cannot be accessible by anything but air, and the same as these hills here are only accessible by air. These hills behind the player are accessible by bots, which is exactly why you see both players here currently going bots. And as we press shift and space here, we see both players have queued up the exact same build order so far. Now, this hill here, I'm highlighting on both players, can be fully traversed by bots. As we select F2 here to see the transversability map, we can see that both players are able to move over that hill easily. What this does do, though, is it creates a radar blind spot, where if you have a radar here, gonna be a blind spot here that your opponent can sneak units in. And with this hill being only accessible by aircraft, you can't easily get a radar up here to give you good vision surrounding the map. Now, players are now starting to get some units into position. We can see here Victor got a single grunt on the bottom, which gets caught out pretty quickly, but this one along the top now may be able to get a construction bot. Yes, it does, and that is a big pickup in the early game here. Losing any sort of construction bot is a large loss to be had. Now, this guy isn't really going to be able to accomplish too much now, and as we actually select it, we can see his plan to just go around and back. And still no radar back here as we select the radar here. So Anna doesn't actually know where that guy has gone. Other than it's only just in vision range. Meanwhile, Victor trying to probe for a few more locations where he can get in, but not able to accomplish too much as that guy gets killed. Now, two more grunts on the far left here from Anna may be able to make a bit of a dent, especially if these grunts get caught out of position. It could be possible to pick up this construction bot, but it seems like playing it safe a bit at the moment. Victor going quite aggressive with his forces down the middle here, but it does open him up to a huge group of units coming down from the bottom. We see currently 6 grunts making their way down from Anna, and there are no real forces there to stop them. Having to sacrifice a bit of the front here, Victor-wise, in order to try and stave off this attack from the bottom. And there's a severe lack of units now as Victor attempts to rush units out. Not able to micro this construction bot though, and it does look like it may get killed. Yes, losing a construction bot very, very close. It'd only just been built. And that was one of the whole reasons why so much ground was lost by Victor, was to get that construction bot out. Meanwhile, back at the top, AnnaDrama losing another construction bot as well as some expansion opportunities. So far, when it comes to expansion, Victor able to hold pretty much all of their expansion. There is a bit of a problem with this force down the bottom managing to potentially get round. A lot of LLTs built around the map though. Victor does have a radar. We can see there is a force up there. Pressure trying to be applied, but Victor actually able to get yet another construction bot of Anna. Will Anna be able to get Victor's construction bot though that's back here expanding? Gonna try its damnedest. And it does. Doing the quick switcheroo around the metal extractor and managing to inflict decent damage here. We can see though, just on the corner of the screen, Victor does have a resbot out. And there's still a sizable chunk here of grunts managing to make its way around the back. Now, there are 2 LLTs here defending this construction bot. So, there's not going to be too much more value to be gained. However, saying that, severe lack on energy means the LLTs are completely unable to fire. And that construction bot gets killed as well. That is a lot. Unnecessary losses due to Victor's energy problems. And now you can see Victor rushing out a solar here in the attempt to try and stave off that energy problem. And building the construction turret when the wind is dead is a big problem. And so one thing about Bar, if you're new to the channel and new to the game, the wind does fluctuate. And you can take advantage of that wind fluctuation to basically make use of it so that all laser-based weapons require energy to shoot. So you see here, cost 20 energy to shoot. As we select the grunt, it doesn't actually require energy to shoot by the looks of it. No, just defenses. And some units also require energy to shoot. Along the top, though, Anna again losing a 3rd construction bot up here. You can still see the wrecks of the construction bots that have died making their way up here. Anna prioritizing going elsewhere with the res bots. And Victor's harass of that top side has been very, very strong. Anna really should just consider investing in a single LLT up there, and it would make the world of difference to them. So economy-wise, well, it's a bit all over the place, to be honest with you. Both players raiding each other successfully. When it comes to metal produced, we do see almost 1,000 metal between the 2 players right now. And we can see Victor here, yet again, sending a big chunk of 7 grunts just up along that north side, whilst trying to cause some problems for Anna directly outside of the base. Meanwhile, Anna also has 2 grunts right down the bottom here, which are not being used whatsoever. As well as a raid on this right-hand side here. And actually trying to just force the micro fight here. This fight actually turned out to be pretty equal. You could argue that it is kind of advantage Victor right now with that low health unit. Whereas the middle fight kind of has not worked out in Victor's favor here as Victor gets surrounded by grunts. Saying that though, the surround has been surrounded as grunts close in from the north as well. Also another construction bot killed again here by the grunts that went up to the north, and it's just constant losses of construction bots so close to Anna's base. ridiculous. So much loss. Meanwhile, pressure being completely, heavily applied to Anna. Wind not in the best of places right now. Also, 2 construction bots here just sat doing nothing. And Anna's a bit of missed micro here has enabled this force of grunts to try and get by. Realistically, though, so far... Oh, if they get the construction turret, though, that will be big. Unable to get the construction turret. But meanwhile, we saw another construction bot dying up there, as well as a bunch of expansion killed. And Anna now basically put back to 4 metal, 5 metal extractors. And the metal difference by Victor is just growing and growing. And another construction bot loss for Anna yet again. And not only that, there's another one down here. Anna just getting completely swarmed. Only just now building an LLT to defend. The construction turret does manage to get killed as well. And this is just total domination by Victor. The funny thing is, like, a single LLT up on that north side would have defended it substantially. There was only, like, at occasion, maybe 3 grunts that made their way around. 2 or 3 grunts, and that was it. Up to here. But losing, like, 3 or 4 construction bots up here is just a waste. Like, 1 LLT here would have defended all of that from ever losing it. But now there is a lot of reclaim to be had. And if Anna is given the time, there is the potential they could come back from this. They are rezzing everything in the attempt to try and get more units out on the field, which they do desperately need. Now, Victor has chosen here to add vehicles to the mix, giving a bit more health and tankiness with those incisor tanks. And this will probably be all that they need to put an end to Anna. Another thing they could do is consider pounders. Although it would take a while for them to get across the map, it would pretty much kill off the grunts. Surprisingly, Victor not choosing to build any exploiters to deal with any sort of side raids. Anna leaving 2 grunts behind there to deal with the construction bot as more and more economy gets taken out by these few raider units, but they're not going to get any further in with the wall of red that has appeared over the hill. Now, there is a small force going around here, and this is all down to radar vision as we discussed earlier on. We select radar. This is the only radar that he has. Oh, there's a new one in the middle here. But there is a severe lack of vision here. So these forces coming around here, he's not going to notice them until they're already on top of his opponent. And we can also see just how many of these grunts have halos here. That just shows that rezzing units is definitely worth doing. And these grunts will manage to get this construction bot here as well. Like I said, with no vision, it's pretty impossible to kind of stop these guys getting by. As we put our map back to normal. A lot of pressure being applied along this south side. Victor intending to kind of dictate where Anna sends their forces. They have just been sent straight through, though. And now Anna forced the D-gun. As a lot of guys managed to make it through. Not able enough, though, to really cause much of a problem. And this force that's here gets fought off. But again, along this north side, only just now managing to attempt to build this LLT. But it won't be enough as this huge force of 22 grunts descend upon the base. And not only that, we also see on the mini-map some incisors there. And this will be a base wipe for Anna. Although, surprisingly, I say that, but it isn't. Resbots are getting killed. A lot of base defense getting killed in terms of like solars. Metal extractors are being lost everywhere. Construction bots getting caught out. But not enough to actually put that nail in the coffin. Resbots are definitely delaying the inevitable here for Anna. Anna desperately trying to rush out LLTs here in the attempt to try and desperately save the base. But with these incisors and no more forces to defend, the factory goes boom. And with it, Anna's any chance to defend. And with that, Anna calling the GG. The old self-destruct of the comm to end the game. And tremendous work by Victor. Just shows experience is important. And the experience that Victor had in his games has helped him out big time. You can just see when we go to metal used here. This just shows huge amount of metal increase. As metal produced slowly but surely. And this is clearly when the second factory went live in order to start producing vehicles. Damage dealt doesn't really matter really, these screens, but it's more about active units and just the resbots able to resurrect everything that was thrown at Victor, and just shows everything you really need to know. Well done, Victor. You were 10 OS down, but maybe we'll see you up in those top ranks soon. Thank you all for watching. I hope you liked this one. Don't forget to hit subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.